Assalamualaikum guys, I'm Simon Azad. I'll be your host today and we're at the VodTalk Studio. We're here for our production training. So guys, how does it feel being at a podcast studio like this?
It's great.
Yeah, it's very.
It was amazing.
Yeah, the moment I walked in, the people here, they're very welcoming, very nice, professional.
Definitely.
The environment itself is very nice to work with as well.
I'd like to thank Osmani Trust for this opportunity. We wouldn't be here without them. And on the note of Osmani Trust, let's move on to youth work. How's youth work? Well, let me ask you guys this. What is youth work to you guys? Because I know for different people, there's different meanings for everything. So let's start with Tabin. What's youth work for you?
Well, essentially, it's, in my opinion, giving back to the youth and helping our next generation just grow in life and make the world a better place.
Definitely, I agree. What about you guys?
Yeah, I think Tabin said it perfectly. Like, the whole point of youth work is to nurture and grow the next generation, so that, for example, in London, we have an epidemic of knife crime.
Its main goal is to just make sure kids don't go down the wrong path.
Exactly.
It's basically the main goal.
I agree with everything that everyone's saying. I believe the youth work is there to provide kids with the right opportunities and to set them clear goals and align them in the right path. Because I believe that in our community, there isn't much great things that come out of it. Especially from East London, where we're from, a lot of knife crime, a lot of drug crime. So I believe the youth work does keep everyone in line. And I've seen so many people change up their lives thanks to youth work. So alhamdulillah for that. And maybe we can keep going this way. But on the notes of that, what was your first experience with youth work?
So personally, my first experience has been the Dragon's Den thing that we did with Osmani at Fight for Peace. And it's in his name, Dragon's Den. We had to pitch our business idea to Osmani Trust, and there was a couple other people, and we came out winning, and we got a £500 check thingy.
Yeah, that experience was amazing. Again, we'd like to thank Osmani Trust for that experience. But just to go over what Jokanan was saying, we are part of a Dragon's Den project, so we had to pitch our idea to investors, or in this case, the youth workers. And we are against, I believe, future entrepreneurs, millionaires, billionaires like us. And we ended up smashing the podcast, even though we did struggle, not the podcast, sorry, we ended up smashing the speech, even though we did struggle here and there. It was perfectly fine at the end. But everyone here that's present was part of the team. So, guys, do you mind explaining your role and what it was?
So basically, I took on the creative side of things, filming, producing. That was mainly my part. I'd work closely with the team, figure out everyone's strengths and weaknesses in terms of production. And that was essentially my side of MIM.
So for the Dragon's Den specifically, I was one of the two people, along with our CEO, Simon. We were pitching the idea of our business and what we would do, how we were going to use the money and the funds and all that. Because it was, as much as it was youth work, it was also very professional, and we did have to, it's supposed to be a simulation of real life. So mine and Simon's role, we were just pitching the idea. It took loads, and I think we spent a solid week.
We spent a solid week
rehearsing the thing.
The last 2 days we were really struggling. So I remember we brought a few people in, and I wasn't really happy with the work. So that session was meant to last until 6 o'clock. I think I kept everyone back down till 8 o'clock to make sure that we got it perfectly without missing a single breath. So yeah, that was one experience. I'd definitely do it once again. But I told the people that the next time that we do return to the Dragon's Den program, we will be the investors, inshallah.
I clearly remember specifically where we rented out the place that we were doing the practice. I had to delay, I had to make it longer, and I did get a bit in trouble for it as well.
Yeah, we booked it for 2 hours. We ended up doubling the booking, and we ended up spending an extra, I believe, an hour and a half.
Yes.
But yeah, so it took us 3 tries more. The speech itself was about 15 minutes, but alhamdulillah, we persevered through the confusions and the struggles. And yeah, we're at the place where we're at now. And on the notes of being grateful for where we're at now, how has youth work helped you guys to achieve your goals and do what you're doing? Because obviously there's a Dragon's Den program, but how is it going to help you in the future and your future careers? How is it set an example for you?
So, personally, from previous experiences, it helped me stay safe in the streets because I used to hang out with friends out at late night. Right now, I've gotten so much help from them in terms of networking, banking, financing, especially Bowen in Newham. They've helped me a lot, and hopefully they continue to help me in the future in terms of degree apprenticeships, university applications, in basically careers, getting into careers mostly. So yeah.
So, youth working for me. On a person, obviously it kept me out the street, but in all honesty, I was never really into like all that like street drill stuff like that. I was never into it in the first place. I was always like a bit reserved growing up, but going into youth work and like meeting other people, definitely helped my socializing skills. It boosted my confidence, and I was able to like grow as a person. And not only that, I picked up like so many skills that I could use today, and like not just for meeting people or connecting with other people, but stuff that I could monetize and like use use to improve my finances. So yeah.
Yeah, alhamdulillah. For me personally, I think me and Joe and grew up in a similar way. I wasn't really involved in anything like that of sort of crimes and stuff, but I was definitely a more, I believe, introverted person. So I wouldn't talk to anyone like that. I just keep everything to myself. Well, alhamdulillah, ever since I joined the Dragon's Den program, from there I've been able to socialize more, talk more, and now I'm hosting a podcast. So life's good, alhamdulillah. But yeah, Osmani Trust has helped me just improve my social skills. Obviously, helped me stay out of the streets. It's helped me get more clients because we can just refer to them and talk about how much we're helping the community and how much it helped us gain experience with photography, videography, and even martial arts, where our um uncle Abdul is willing to help us train. So yeah, Osmani Trust and other youth work has done amazing bits for us, even at Fight for Peace, where they hosted the first event. That was the first place I actually went to do boxing. And Joker and I believe you're training there too. So how's the experience there?
Training with Abdul is very interesting, as I come from a traditional boxing background and Abdul does Filipino boxing. So there's definitely like differences and stuff that I would not do in traditional boxing, but I can also definitely find stuff that I can do in traditional boxing. And literally yesterday, no, the other day actually, I did test out one of the things that Abdul like taught me, and it was against a man, and he's an amateur, very good regional champion. But yeah, it works. It works for a solid like two times, and then he had
Yeah, I think definitely for martial arts, it's important to learn different techniques. Even if it's boxing, it's important to get different sides of different worlds.
Yeah.
And understand it.
Exactly.
But Tavin, I didn't mean to skip you there. But what's your experience with youth work and how's it helped you?
Essentially, growing up, I had a lot of bad social anxiety, so it'd be very hard for me to talk to people. But now, like, I started gaining connections here, learning how to socialize. It's helped me speak a bit more, a bit louder now.
And look at you now. So,
But yeah, it's also helped me focus on myself, work on myself, start a whole business along with you guys now. Alhamdulillah, which is going very well. And it's building my portfolio, building up my CV. It's been great.
yeah, alhamdulillah. But that's how youth work and everything has helped us. But obviously, we come from an Asian background where our parents want us to mainly focus on education, staying what they believe is productive. But we know that their time is different to how we function. We know that what they suggest is what their parents would have wanted them to do at their times. Like with me running a business now, my parents, they're obviously very supportive of me. I'm grateful to have the parents that I have. But sometimes I hear them being like, you should take an off day or this, which again is helpful. But at the same time, I'm trying to reach my goals. But obviously with Osmani Trust, going there, helping them, them helping us, it's helped a lot. My parents don't know that side of it. So I say, what is your guys' message to parents like similar to mine who wouldn't want their kids going to stuff like this?
I'd say this is not more of a thing for parents or it's more for yourself. When you do business or when you have a life goal, not everyone will understand. There will be so many people that will try be like, you should do this, you should do that. Like there will be a lot of people in your way, and they, as much as even your own parents, they could be obstacles. Obviously, with the greatest respect possible. They don't want to be obstacles, but they also don't understand. So the first thing for parents is try understand your children and try understand like what they're trying to do, what their goals are in life. And once you do understand it, you can find a much better way to help instead of like just forcing stuff down that they don't want to do. And by doing that, a lot of the times as well, you just you push them further into doing the stuff that you don't want them to do, from drugs to gangs to even just like doing stuff that are like completely like out of pocket. Sorry. But yeah, so I believe for people themselves, know in your just keep it in mind that not everyone's going to be on your side, and for the people that know people that are doing stuff like this, like businesses, they like in boxing or studies, even
You try to understand
literally it goes everywhere. Understand their perspective, always help them where you can, and don't just try to push them down for no reason. If you're going to push them down, have a valid reason. Like if someone's like, I understand some people, they're like, oh, you can't do it, and all that stuff. I understand if the person's really lazy, they never get work done and all that, then you could probably tell them that because they honestly need to hear it. But if the person's genuinely putting in work every single day, non-stop, no need.
Definitely. I'm just gonna add on to what Jokanan said. When I initially started MIM and my TikTok things, there weren't really that many people doubting me or saying anything like that. In fact, 99% of the people were actually supporting me. I got support from the community, the TikTok community, obviously Osmani Trust, and everyone else. But the only few people that really doubted me was actually my own family, people that consider my own blood. Like, there were two main people that I can think of. Unsurprisingly, they're brothers. So, but yeah, those are the only two people that doubted me. But obviously, they didn't see my perspective, and I'm doing a whole lot better than when I initially started. So I think my message is just don't let anyone, no matter how close they are to you, dictate how you see your career goals and your future goals, because you know more than anyone else about who and where you're trying to be and who you're trying to be. So yeah, I'd say just follow your own dreams. Don't let people stop you from doing what you're doing, because I only started 3 months ago, and I'm grateful to be at the place I am right now. And yeah, Sajidul, what about you?
In terms of, let's say, my message towards parents, yes, is that if you're gonna deny something, or if you're gonna say something against what your children are doing, maybe try doing it first, see what they're going through, to then judge what they're doing as well. Because sometimes it's hard to let's say, neglect it or escape from it. So sometimes you have to experience it yourself and then understand and find ways to just how to deal with it. Just like how Joker and you have said.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with that. So just, again, parents don't understand the same perspective as us because they are from a different time. I'm not trying to say that they're ancient, but just, well, it's
Different views.
Yeah, different views, and things change very fast. Maybe we're going to look at our kids in 10, 15 years, inshallah, and say the same things. Maybe it's going to be, why aren't you going to the youth center? But by then, there's going to be something new. But honestly, at this modern age, I believe that everyone should be interacting with youth centers. Tabin, what do you think about what I just said?
I agree with you. Try and look at it through their lens, because I know maybe 20 years down the line, I'm going to look at my, what are you doing, bro? It's what is this? Same thing with my parents right now. I'll give you an example. I want to go into an apprenticeship. My mom's like, apprenticeship, no prestige, go university. I'm trying to teach her what it is. I'm trying to have her look through my lens, because that just helps her understand better. And inshallah, she'll get around.
Yeah, later down the line, talking about on and off apprenticeships, I think, like I said, times are developing very fast. Even 5 years ago, if people heard that even idea of apprenticeship, they would have thought of you as a joke.
Yeah.
But now apprenticeships are at such a high level, especially with the new education system that are coming out, like B-Tech and T-levels. Maybe nowadays, well, it's 2025 now. Maybe we don't look at it in such a serious scope, but maybe down the line, give it 3 or 4 more years, let it earn its respect, and it's going to be as high as the A-levels. And with the university, especially the university, is such a dying thing right now because, well, it doesn't really have a real world value as much as we'd want it to. People are leaving university and still unable to find jobs for a year or two.
100%.
But with apprenticeships now, it's getting a lot more competitive. So if you guys have not put any applications, what are you doing? It's nearly November. So get to applying, guys. Get your future secured more than anything. And like I just said, or like we mentioned, don't let anyone dictate your future. It is your future for a reason. It is a you in it. And yeah, thank you guys for everything. That was the podcast. M-Man Productions, ladies and gentlemen.